I know that this is going to be hard for a lot of people to sort of accept, but respect is earned. And just because you are a man doesn't mean that automatically a woman is going to respect you and even give you any sort of reverence to be her leader. I think that, when you look at the modern relationship between men and women, and I just recently saw this during 4th of July, my friend, she found a pretty decent guy, right? And he asked her not to go off and get into some beef. And she was like, I'm going to do this anyways. And it basically emasculated him because he didn't want her to do it and she did it anyways. But he emasculated himself when he actually remained at her friend's house while she was gone the whole time. It was just kind of a strange thing. And it really made me sort of lose respect for him because I thought that a real man would have been like, okay, when you get up out of here, I'm going to get up out of here too, and I will catch you later. But no, he stayed there the whole time, waited for her, and then acted real salty. It was real awkward between them after she came back. So, and she was gone for probably about an hour. So, that's just to say that in a situation like that, here's a man that is demanding respect from a woman that is really not ready to give it to him. And yet, instead of demanding it or at least demonstrating that he will not tolerate disrespect by getting up and leaving, he stayed around. So it's not like she can take him seriously when he's on this whole I'm an alpha male, and then he says alpha men don't negotiate. Alpha men, they don't have, they're not going to compromise with you, right? And it's like, well, that's not true. A real alpha man is, when you think about lions, you think about wisdom, and there's a lot of wisdom. And when you have a lot of wisdom and you're working with a man with wisdom, this man has control and rationality. No, alpha men will not argue with a woman, and that's why they do walk away. It's like, no. And then they will walk away because their word is law and they're sticking to it. They're not about to sit there and mince words with their women. It's no, you're not going to do that. No, you're not going to wear that. And, you can do it if you want to. Basically, I'm going to lose respect for you if you do it. And you know that I don't want you to do it. That's where Keke Palmer's boyfriend, baby daddy, if he was her husband, he would have every right. But even as her boyfriend, right, you would expect that, this woman has had a child with this man, that she would have a little bit more respect than to run around with her butt cheeks out in public. But women and men are very strange. I think you have a lot of beta people. You have these empowered women who are saying we are against the patriarchy. And then you have these sort of, beta men, if you will, who, they want this respect that they're not willing to put in the work to deserve and earn. And I'm not saying that, I kind of look at things like the taming of the shrew, right? Like, I feel like I'm a total shrew. I'm not a feminist, but it does really take a certain type of man to get my respect. I don't respect all men. I don't look at every man and say, that's a respectable person. Just like I don't look at like every woman and say that is a respectable person, because I think the way that we project ourselves tells a lot about the degrees of respect in which we deserve. So when you see a woman running around, and, she got her boobs out. I got a halter top on, but you don't see my tits, right? You see shoulders, right? But, if she's running around boobs out, ass out, just basically putting all her goods out there, you don't automatically think, oh, that's a woman that I just need to respect. Like you just really don't. And so I think that's just to say, shoot, I just want to make sure y'all know I got something on. Y'all you see this. But that's just to say that I really do believe that people are running on wanting respect that they just demonstrate that they don't deserve. So you have all these women and they're on their sexual revolution, and I can do this and I'm emboldened, I'm a powerful boss bitch, right? But then they're really just confused as to why that is not very desirable to a lot of these beta men who, to me, they're not as empowered as most men. They're actually more, disenfranchised in many ways. You have a lot of men being raised by women, so they're running on female like emotions because you don't have a lot of men raising their young boys. They're not in the picture, they're absent, right? And it's interesting when people talk about women, you guys pick these men. And it's like, okay, don't act like there aren't a lot of manipulating men out there pretending that they're a man that they're not, just so that they can get a woman interested in them, involved in there. It's a lot of manipulation going on in the dating scene on both ways. But let's not act like these manipulations haven't been there forever. And these women are literally thinking that they are choosing decent guys, and then they end up choosing the wrong one. That is not uncommon either. And I think a lot of guys try to take the heat off of themselves by just saying, you women are just out there choosing the wrong men. And I think it's a combination of two things happening, and we need to be real about that. So, dating conversations are interesting for me. It's like, I'm single. I actually like solace in being single right now. I'm very, very selective in who I involve myself in. And honestly, I would rather be alone than to be sitting up there in the company of an evil person. And that's just 100. Like, I don't need to have validation being in a relationship, and I'm in a relationship with the absolute wrong person. Some of these women are in relationships with men that keep them on a lower frequency because they are no more than, you know, what they can be, I guess. Maybe they're upset, disenfranchised that they didn't really make it further in life or feel like they should be further, and they take that out on their women. I don't know, but it's a lot of just screwed up people out there. And it's like, for me, I'd rather not be emotionally responsible for anybody and be alone. And I feel like it's okay being alone if you have peace of mind, right? Some relationships are not for everybody. And I think that in this system of things, you see the value that people actually put on relationship is very low. It's very low. I mean, and again, we live in this age of manipulating people where you could think that you're getting into a relationship with a genuinely nice person. You could put all the things on the table and they'll still manipulate because they're trying to get something out of you. And sometimes it's not easy to weed through those manipulations because we live in a tell them what they want to hear society and world. So, oh, I didn't want to make this a longer video. I was trying to make this a short, but I just think that we need to reinforce the idea that respect is earned. Any relationship that's worthwhile is going to take some effort, but you have to really assess what kind of effort you're putting into a relationship. Like, if you are battling with, you know, this person being faithful and this person not really truly having pattern behaviors or what they say or who they say they are, people need to be able to be okay with not having somebody to just be able to walk away from things like that, or at least be comfortable being lonely. And I'm not saying that being lonely is like, lonely is subjective. It's like, I have friends, I have family, I kick it with my family a lot or whatever. It's like, I just don't like dating. I really do not like dating. I feel like, people are just a different type of spirit these days, and I don't think really people are looking for a long lasting companionship. I really just think they're looking for somebody that they can kick it with, have very little commitment to. And I think everybody's sort of running on these sort of built up mechanisms to protect themselves in this crazy ass world where people again are so manipulating. So have a good day, everybody. These dating conversations really kind of interest me just because I don't really care for dating, but I would say that just the space in general makes me feel like I'm making a good decision, just choosing my peace and not really worry and focusing on my family, my business, and not even being obsessed with the dating pool that is out there these days. So, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Um, I think people like Adam 22 really has complicated the conversation of marriage because, and I don't think he's complicated it. It's like, because, I don't think all men will allow their women to have sex with other men. I think that obviously these people are running on some satanic energies that, obviously it's just indicative of the times that we're living in. So have a good day, everybody. Bye.